Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. As we go through the book of Hebrews, it becomes pretty apparent that the readers of the book of Hebrews, the original readers, were going through some hard times, and apparently those hard times were threatening to cause them to walk away from Christ. It's assumed that it was probably some persecution that was coming from their own countrymen, the Jewish community. And therefore, it was a lot easier for them just to go back into Judaism and go back to the Old Covenant so that they would not have to endure those persecutions. And so they're going through a hard time. And it's interesting how the Hebrew writer encourages them not to turn away from Jesus and to continue on going down that path. Of course, for one, he goes into a theological explanation of the supremacy of Christ and how what they have now is much better than what they had under the Mosaic law. But in chapter 11, we see him do it another way by giving a list of other people who had suffered hardship, had overcome adversity while they were expressing their faith, and how they did that successfully and did so in such a way that they were pleasing to the Lord. And so the readers, the original audience of Hebrews, and of course us as well, can read this and say, okay, well, all these other people that we know about from our Old Testament scriptures, we can draw encouragement from them to know that, we're not alone. And also to help us understand that sometimes walking by faith is not an easy path. And sometimes it's very difficult, but those in the past can be a means by which we can be encouraged to continue on in our own path and stay faithful to the Lord. And as we think about it in our context and in our lives, I think this would be a very helpful thing. For one, yes, to go to the scriptures and to look to those heroes of faith and be encouraged by them to continue in our own pathway in faith, and that's certainly a helpful thing. But we could also look to other people perhaps that we've known, maybe people we've known personally, who we look at their lives and we see how they have endured hardships and things, and they still held fast to the Lord and still remain faithful. It's those type of people that help us when we encounter hard times to say, okay, well, this is difficult, this is hard, but if so-and-so could get through it and still keep their faith intact, so can I. And be encouraged by that. And not only that, as we endure hardships and trials and hold fast to our faith, we ourselves can become an encouragement to other people and become an example for them that might help them in their struggles and in their dark times to hold fast to the Lord. So here we see in Hebrews chapter 11 how one person can encourage another person who then can encourage another person. And before you know it, many people are encouraged to keep on walking faithfully before the Lord, even in the midst of hardship. And hopefully we'll be able to draw upon those biblical characters that encourage us, but also perhaps personal people that we know personally who can encourage us in that way, and that we ourselves will become examples as well. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.